right? You see several people, groups of people, and I mean groups of people, I mean nations of people, okay? What they like to call it cults and stuff, right? But you don't know the meaning of cult anyways. Cult is not a bad thing, okay? People, you just demonize words, man. You don't even know what the hell they mean, okay? But anyways, right? There's always a group of people, all right, through a nation that always wanted to be select. This is, and you see these nations used to admire us, and they still do to a degree. Even though we're wicked and stuff, they still admire us to a certain degree. But back then, they admired us on a very high level because they knew who we were. Okay, they knew we were Israelites, and yo, these people are special. They can do this, they can do that. They're so good at everything. How are they so good at everything? How are they so in order? Why do you think the Council of Nations happened? It still happened to this day, right? Back then, they were doing the same thing. All right, right? They said these nations are confederate against thee, and literally names Esau, Edom, Cain, okay, Canaan, the land of Canaan. Where's the land of Canaan? Africa. Those Hamites, and then naming it literally goes into the tribes, man. Amalek, okay, right? Cush, come on, man. All right, these nations knew who we were. That's why they had to have the council of meetings, man. They had to have an agreement, because that's really who it is. It's the Israelites versus the world. That's who it is, okay? It's the Israelites versus the world, all right? So the Lord showed his judgments onto the nation of Israel, nobody else, man. The words of the Lord is right there, okay? And you can't say, oh, that's in the Old Testament. The Lord says he comes in the volume of the book. The volume of the book. That means the whole roll. The Lord consistently tells us to consume the whole roll. The whole roll is the whole book. You don't read half the book and say, yeah, that's the end of the book. Do you do that with your fantasy books? Do you do that with your comic books? No, you don't. So why are you doing it with the word of the Lord? You know? That's these people like doing. They like to read up to half a book, or they read just the Torah. You know? That's where these different doctrines come from, man. Okay? These people be bugged out. They be bugged out, man. I'm telling you. All right? Psalm chapter 81 and verse 4. Okay? The Lord comes in the volume of the book, the whole book, man, the whole roll. You gotta take witness and take in the whole roll. Alright? It's not just one half of the book. Psalm chapter 81, I think it's verse 4. Yeah. Verse 4. It says, verse 1. Sing aloud unto the Lord power, our strength. Make joyful the noise, okay, unto the Lord power of Jacob. Take psalms and bring hither the timbrel, the present harp with the psaltery. Verse 3. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon and the time anointed out of our solemn feast day. These are our customs, by the way. Verse 4. For this was a statute Israel and the law of Jacob. Verse 5. This is the ordained in Joseph for the testimony when he went through the land of Egypt, when I heard the language and I understood. Okay? Verse 6. I removed his shoulder from the burden in his hands placed from the pots. Verse 7. Though callest in trouble, I delivered thee. Okay? Because we were once in trouble in Egypt. Okay? And Joseph was a man of the Lord too. Okay? And this is going to be the same thing we do here and now, man. The same testimonies. This is why the Lord documented the prophets and what they did, what they taught, what they went through. Because now, in this present time, we would be going through the same thing. The demonization, the society collapsing, famines, what is it called? I'm trying to look for the word. You know, persecution among men. All these things, man. Okay? All the men of the Lord have always went through this. This is nothing new, man. Okay? Alright? This is nothing new. We've been here 1,000 times, realistically. Okay? We've been reincarnated thousands of times, realistically. We've lived many lives, realistically. Okay? Don't let these people fool you, because these people they're not even in reality, man. Okay? A lot of these people are not in reality. They're not ready to face reality. Right? Come on, let's jump. I want to jump around because I want to get kind of like the whole lesson. Give me one moment. Bear with me one moment. Right? So again, man, the Lord's only dealing with the elect, okay? His people, all right? And even in the New Testament, it says that the Lord literally is going to deliver Jake, okay? Those gates of heaven is for Jake, the elect, You can't get into the kingdom of heaven, okay, without, you know, obviously being an Israelite, okay? And yes, there will be heathen in the kingdom, but they will be serving us. You're not going to be living it up. You see how here everyone kind of has like the free will to roam and get a job? You're not going to be able to do that in the kingdom if you're a heathen. You're going to be under strict observation, okay? You're going to be under a strict council, a strict rulership, okay? The same, you see how Esau, because really and truly, Esau actually rules with the iron rod. Esau rules with the iron rod. Like, don't pay your taxes, don't pay your bill. You're going to lose everything. That's an iron rod, man. It's going to be the same thing. You see how we have to come here and live by his rules? Okay, we have to live his rules, his ways of life, right? Pay the taxes, pay the bills, pay this, pay that, own this, own that, you know, you have to have the license this, license that. Like, it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. All right, it's no different, man, because Esau has his ways of life too. All right, Esau is just wicked with it, man. This is John chapter 4 and verse 23. This is Yahawashi speaking. But the hour cometh now when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, and that's what it is. All right, if you're really gonna know, in your hour of temptation. Everyone's gonna go through the hour of temptation. Even the heathen, they're gonna go through their trial. Because really and truly, the heathen, right, which there's no hope for you anyways. Everyone's gonna be tempted with the charagma. That's what I mean by the hour of temptation. Okay, because that's also what it's gonna come down to. It's gonna come down to the hour of temptation. Okay, you're tempted with the charagma. You're gonna have to choose. You're gonna have to choose. Okay. It says, in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. Right, the Lord, all right, our power, we're his worshipers, we're his people. That's what the Lord took us on as his people, so that we would worship him, man. Okay, all right. You don't think the Lord likes when we worship him, when we reverence him, when we speak highly of him? It's the same thing, because really and truly, you're the same way. As a person, you're the same way. You want people to talk highly of you. You want people to respect you. It's the same way with the Lord. The Lord wants to be respected as well. That's why the Lord took offense when we broke the laws, man. Okay? That's why the Lord punished us when we it's the same thing with you. If someone disrespects you, you're still gonna be their friend. There's a sort of punishment that needs to be made. Okay? You're not gonna associate, you're not gonna talk to them, you're not gonna speak highly of them. Okay? You're gonna look at them a certain way. It's the same thing with the Lord. Okay? Right? Verse 24, Yahawah is the spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And that's what I was talking about yesterday. All right, I haven't uploaded the video, but I did another in transit. Okay, that's what I was talking about yesterday. Okay, all right, because we're the prophets for a reason, man. The Lord gave us the spirit. This thing you need the spirit to do, man. This is not no ordinary pick up, do a podcast. You can't do none of that, man. With this, okay, this is the truth. This is real life, man. This is not no game, no joke. You can't play with the scriptures, man. Okay, because you will get put to death, man. And there's been plenty of times. Okay, plenty of times in the past where men have joked about the Lord, okay, said false things about the Lord, all these things, and what happened? They always end up getting some type of judgment. I've seen it many times. Men in the truth, men who are scoffers, right? They talk about the Lord certain way. The Lord, you know, deals with them, man. Okay, so the Lord's not to be played with, man. Okay, and that's what I was talking about again in the car. You gotta worship the Lord in spirit and in truth, man. Meaning, okay, when you're off the camera, you're doing the same thing. Okay, you're keeping those laws. You're having the faith. You're doing, you know, you're doing these things, man. This is not a camera thing. I hope you guys know that it's not a camera thing, man. Okay, we do the camera for the videos and we gotta put our face out there. But really, a lot of the actions, it's like the gym, right? Because in the gym, guess what? Okay, a lot of the gym is nutrition, dieting. That's off the camera. Okay, like I'll give you a prime example. When you go to when you watch these influencers, they're not documenting what they're eating. Okay, whole time they're on steroids, they have trash diets, high blood pressure, all this stuff. That's the same thing. That's off the camera stuff. On the camera, well, they're so strong, they're so deeds, they're working out, they're lifting heavy ass weights and this and that, right? That's what they're doing. Okay, but off the camera, they had the horrible diet, they had the high blood pressure, they're taking the roids. It's the same thing, same concept with the Lord, man. This is not an on-camera thing, man. Okay, we do it to put our face out there. We're not weirdos. Okay, we're just like you people, but we have a testimony, which is the scriptures. Okay, that's the difference in between us and these people, man. Okay, all right, and that's why in Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, because I've had visions on it plenty of times. All right, But in Jacob's trouble, there's gonna be a very distinct. You're gonna see a lot of people get judgment, man. Okay, and Jacob's trouble is for Israel. Okay, these heathen, they'll get the judgment, so forth and after. But the first thing that's gonna happen is Jacob's trouble, man. A lot of you Jakes is gonna catch it, man. Okay, a lot of Jakes is gonna catch Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, if all, pretty much. Okay, I don't even know what I'm saying. All right, this is Acts chapter 2, verse 21. All right. Yeah, these heathen are gonna catch a judgment too, but the Lord has to clean his house first. That's why the Lord is so big on what is it called? You know, cleaning the house up, man, making sure everything's good. Okay, because how are you gonna go correct this person, that person, this person, or even teach for that matter, and you're not even well learned in what you're teaching? You can't do that, man. Okay. Again, a false teacher, man. All right. So this is Acts chapter 2, verse 21. Okay. Acts chapter 2, verse 21. It says, verse 19. What's that? Verse 19. And I show wonders in heaven above and the signs on the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapors of smoke. Okay. The Lord always talked about the signs. We've already seen the signs. Okay. Straight into 2024. Mass death, earthquakes, earthquakes, tsunamis, bombings, everything. Okay. If you don't see the signs that are there, then you choosing not to see the signs. Okay. You choose not to believe, and you're ultimately gonna pay that with your life, because when that time comes, you need that covering. You're not gonna have it, man. The Lord is our covering, man. Okay, the Lord is going to be our covering our day. Because really and truly, without the Lord, there's no surviving. Okay, a lot of these people, right? Look at these Americans. They're so goddamn prideful, but they think because they have a gun, a few canned goods, that they can maneuver and think it's an apocalypse and all that. You're not gonna survive nothing, man. Okay, you're not gonna survive nothing. That's why the Lord said, "The mighty men shall weep." Okay, because those are the mighty men in America. What kind of men are left? Okay, the men that know how to survive, can fish, can hunt. A lot of you are gonna still perish, man. Okay, because that's your judgment. That's your lot, is to perish, man. A lot of you are gonna perish. You're gonna be. The Lord's gonna make an example out of a lot of people. Okay. Verse 20: the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood. Okay, which that's not an actual thing. What is it called? The sky into darkness is smoke, which is mentioned in the prior verse. Or vapors of smoke. Vapors of smoke is clouds of smoke. Dark smoke from what? Fires, bombings. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. That's how it's gonna be like in that day. The sky's gonna be dark and eerie. Have you ever been in an environment that's dark and eerie? Like it's like a day it rains. The day it rains, you don't want to be outside, and when you're outside, you're interacting with other people. They're in a certain type of vibe. They're in a certain type of spirit. That's gonna be the same thing we're gonna experience in that time, but times 10, worse, even worse. Okay, because the vibe's always bad. Like it's dark outside. It's daytime, yeah, it can be too, but outside is raining and the clouds is dark. The weather's doo-doo. You know, it's the same kind of concept, man. Okay, that's when the Lord's gonna bring darkness, and that's what the Lord said. The love of these shall wax cold. Does not mean no love on the earth, man. Everyone's gonna be freaking trying to get one up, and they're already doing that now. Crime at an all-time high. That's when you know we're at the end, when everyone has to steal to get over, and they might be a good thief and they're still not even getting over. They're just stealing to steal at this point. You know, you're stealing jewelry, laptop, and you still have nothing to show for it. You're still broke. You're still in the slums, right? You still have to be a thief, right? Verse 21, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. Okay. Verse 22, ye men of Israel, hear these words. The men of Israel, okay? All the men of Israel. You have Israelite foreigners, okay? You have obviously Israelites, okay? All these men, okay? Right? It says, hear these words, okay? Yahawashi of Nazareth, aka who you guys call Jesus, okay? A man approved of God among you, by the miracles and wonders and signs. Okay, so all right, just like and the Lord said this, man, because we're obviously followers of the Lord. Okay, but just the same way the Lord was healing, okay, preaching, doing all these things, it's going to be the same thing as men are doing. Okay, and again, I mentioned this in the sit down I did yesterday. Okay, let me go ahead.